We are live. My name is David, and I'm on the first floor of the Huiocha building, and I am stepping into the common room. This is the second day in a row that I've changed the furniture, reconfigured the layout of this room so as to make it more conducive for teaching and learning, for small group discussion. In essence, I'm making this common room more library-like, 21st century library-like. There are several changes to yesterday's configuration, and even more changes to the original configuration in this current second iteration. First of all, I have placed the rubbish bins in more strategic locations, in locations that are more likely to generate trash. One known problem, nonetheless, is the placement of this rubbish bin. Ideally, it shouldn't belong near these lockers. It should go somewhere else, but I can't really figure out where in this room I could possibly best place this rubbish bin. Anyway, something that has stayed the same is the ample space here, because most people who come into this room head straight to the sink area and the fridge area. So we need to make sure there's a lot of space for pedestrian traffic here. Speaking of which, I've created channels around the room, so accessing all points of this room is now easier. And this was done by, in fact, placing the seating in the center. And not only is the seating placed in the center, but the seats are partitioned and facing outwards. So now, in fact, there are 4 private areas for seating and discussion, whereas originally there was just one large rectangle here that was akin to a fortress. Once one person or one group occupied these seats within this inward looking rectangle, no one else would occupy those seats. So now we've partitioned the seating, so at the very least 4 groups perhaps would feel comfortable enough sitting in this configuration. Each section has a low table, and I've also experimented with the placement of these high tables. Now, right now, I can't foresee a use for these tables, but potentially maybe someone who is using this area will be able to figure out how to best use these high tables, perhaps to supplement these low tables over here. So I've strategically placed 2 tables, and I wonder what will happen to those tables, how they will be used. I've moved the long tables apart from each other, and I've placed them in strategic locations close to electricity. I think this is the most important aspect of using these tables, that people who use these tables may use their laptops, so they're going to need electricity, so why not put these tables near the electricity? I've also moved the newspaper stand. I moved it from that location, this obscure location in the corner, to a more easily accessible location over here. I've always wondered why people who do their reading over here have to walk all the way over here to replace the newspaper. Why not make the newspapers more accessible and use the space instead just to store things? So I think that's about it. I'm pretty excited about this configuration. I'm not sure if this will be the final iteration of this learning space. I'm also thankful that because Hong Kong U has no policies governing who can ultimately configure the furniture, that implies that I can configure the furniture and no one can stop me, and likewise, if anyone wants to configure this furniture, they can freely do so. I think that's about it. One more consideration is how people will use these tables to eat lunch. Before, people would use these tables together, these two long tables together, and they would sit together and they would eat lunch. Now that I've split these tables and provided more choices, I wonder how people are going to eat lunch in this room. Will they sit down here? Will they sit over here or over here? That's a mystery, and I await the solution to that problem. And I think that's about it for the second iteration of the common room learning space.